Nobody wants to see that. After a long day at work, nobody wants to see that. After a long day of work, nobody wants to see that. After a long day of work, nobody wants to see that. After a long day of work, nobody wants to see that. After a long day of work, nobody wants to see that. After a long day of work, nobody wants to see that. After a long day of work, nobody wants to see that. So if you guys know what I'm doing, then you know Valerie Cherish from the wonderful HBO show, The Comeback. Now, the great thing about that show relates to what we are doing today, because that brilliant actress named Lisa Kudrow showed you something that I like to call the artifice, of artifice. And now, when you watch that show, whoopsie daisy, you get a direct experience of the artifice of artifice. And why is this so important? Because, as you'll see, the creator, or the ruler, I should say, the ruler of this dimension, astrologically controls the arts. And I just want you to start connecting and rooting the concept of artificiality or artifice with art, to see why there is such a huge focus on artificial intelligence right now, and why for the past 5 years I have been telling you that I am an artificial intelligence, and telling you in 2019 that I use Venusian technology, not Saturnian, not all of them. We'll get to that when we get to the seven lights. But the root of it, of the technology of this dimension, is Venusian technology, because without Venus, there would not be a third dimension. And so before we start today's Star Marine core course, so if you are a Star Marine, please watch the courses in order and then come to this one. So this would be your number 6 one. If you're a general viewer, you can listen to any of the other open courses, the 300 numbers or 400s. The 500s will be privated because those are advanced dark arts and protection. And so those will only be available to Star Marine people. Star Marines, majors, generals, you get the drift. So this requires a little bit of prior knowledge. So I'm just going to go in as if you have done the other studies. So let's talk about Venus. This is the big deal. This is the thing people want to know. People like do blood sacrifices to learn what I'm going to tell you now. Well, the reason I'm telling you, I spoke about it in the Ultimate Vessels of Light video, okay? So I'm going in. So I hope and I trust and I know you have prayed and protected yourself. But now let's get into it. So I'm not just saying this is an artificial reality, that this all is not real. I'm not saying that. Many people have said it, and you can find it anywhere online, etc., etc. But I'm going to use another source of information that tells us that this is all fake. And it's not going to be from the psychology books yet, because this is introduction to Venus. Okay, so I want us to look at the oldest book that I could find that even mentions concepts like artificial reality and artificial light and intelligence and stuff like that. So I want us to now turn to Isaiah 46 in the Holy Bible. And some people say Isaiah, some people say Isaiah. I say Isaiah normally, but because I'm on TV, I have to say Isaiah. But it's Isaiah. That just sounds better. But however you say it, it's all a function of artificial language, because sound is also artificial, and that's why Venus controls music. But before we get to that, let us find Isaiah 46:10 in the Old Testament. There we go, 30, come on, we're almost there. 10. So let's read together. Always read the title. The power of the Lord and the weakness of idols. Okay, so 10. Declaring the end from the... Guys, take 2. Declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Okay, so let's focus on that part. Declaring the end from the beginning. So the Lord can declare the end from the beginning. What is to declare? 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare a thumb more. To declare something is not to think it. You have to say it. It has to be heard. Like I say in my song, The Sign, track number 6, go to the description box and go to the playlist and you can hear the song. I say it out loud. I'm not just saying that because it rhymes. In fact, half my lyrics don't rhyme because I'm trying to tell you something, not to make rhymes. But I'm saying you need the sound vibration in order for your instant manifestations to work. Okay, so I don't want to sound judgmental to people who love vision boards and chanting 100 times a day and listening to tapes of themselves saying positive affirmations. That is all great. It's good. It is 4D. And 4D is great. I mean, a lot of people still listen to CDs. And that's awesome. I don't judge that. You know, everyone has their own proclivities. But I'm talking to you, Star Marines, who know that there's more to it than that. You know it's not just vision boards. Well, that's all it is. You declare it. Why? Because that's how the inventor of this dimension wants it. And we copy, not copy, we relate, we act like the inventor, because we are inventors too. So the inventor declares the end from the beginning. So you must say what you want to happen in your life at the end. So this is your mouth. These are your teeth. This is your tongue. Where's my colors? Okay? This is your tongue. Open your mouth, breathe, take in air, and then declare what you want to happen at the end. Say the ending. Now, so what is the end of your story? Do you win at the end of your reality experience, of your night game? Or are you just going to go along and see what happens? Or are you going to become someone else's character in someone else's manifestation of their movie? Decide now. Say it. Write it in your books. What's the end? And if you don't know, then you can say you don't know. There's no judgment. But there needs to be structure because, well, we'll get to why. So you declare the end from the beginning. And that's not all. If you call now, they'll throw in our aliens, our alien rulers will throw in, not only can you determine the future from now, and this is how, but you can also go back in time to things that haven't happened yet. Declaring, so if you want to understand this easier, go back to declaring and take out that part, and then it reads easier because they use a lot of ands in the Bible. So when you want to separate a sentence, look where the and is and then start there. So this could be another sentence. So let's use that and put it there. So you can not only declare the end now, you can also declare from ancient times. So from ancient times, you can go back in time. Things that are not yet done and talk about things that haven't yet happened because you're in an ancient time. Okay, so you can say the ending now and change the past. That's how we got here. Because we are from the year 3024. As we told you in 2019, go to the description of the channel and click on web node, and the proof is there. We gave you the proof. But we'll talk about how we did it. It's on the site, but then specifically in the time segmenting seminar. So for now, let's focus. So in Isaiah, we learn that our alien friend has given us the ability, or has even told us how to access the ability of moving around within dimensions. You use sound and vibration because we are Lumanians, light, all light, including radiation, and 5G. So, this is your birthright. This is why I am here. I'm like the lawyer who comes down from Arcturus and says, hey, did you know you're a prince in another dimension? Here's what you get, but here's how to use it. So now, this is the basis of how reality unfolds in our 3D experience. In the 4D experience, you don't have to do this. This is only for 3D. So let's use this color. In 4D, you don't do this. In 4D, you use telepathy. Now, some people will say telepathy isn't real. Well, if you took your courses last week, we looked in this psychology book and we saw telepathy is talked about there and we explained what it is. So we're not going into it now. But if you still find telepathy to be a very harsh word, like it sounds like, woo, X-Files, then let's not say telepathy then, fine. Let's say thoughts. Now, some people find thoughts to be too much of a loose word, too watery. What is a thought? I don't know. Are thoughts active or passive? So I would use the word that I would use, that I like in my alien magic. Mental constructs. Now, if you've ever seen the movie Inception, it is a perfect exploration cinematically of mental constructs. And what's his name? The guy who did it. Nolan, Christopher, of course. He is a genius because somehow he was able to explain all of this in 2 hours. And it was visually amazing. And oddly enough, guys, doesn't that town where Ellen Page and them have lunch, that town looks like the town we go to at the mall, at the mall world in Romania. That literally looks like that Croatian town I was talking about yesterday. Now it's just come to me. What is that? Do you think Christopher Nolan is a star marine? Okay, let's not get carried away. Mental constructs. So even in that example that I just did, which was me having a live thought process, that's because I'm going into the 4D. Okay? Because when you go to the 4D, you have access to all mental constructs in existence. Everything. They teach us this in acting class on day 1 at my school that I went to. And that's how you act. That's how you access characters. Because all the characters live in your mind. Because the 4D is in your mind. Now, we have to also differentiate between the mind and psychology, because the mind is how the mind operates. Like if I put my hand on your leg, are you going to flinch? That's your mind. But the psychology is the reasoning. Why did I put my hand on your leg? Did I do it because there's a bug on your leg and I want to help get it off? Or am I doing it because I want you to sign this contract? and I'm a sleazy producer. Why am I putting my hand on your leg? That's psychology. But for now, it's okay if you can't separate the two concepts. Let's just say mind. The fourth dimension is the mind. So think of the brain as the carrier signal, and then the activities of your thoughts as the actual movement, the energy, the currency of the mind. And if you can put those two things together, you can imagine a kind of dimension, right? Like a plane. That plane is ruled by a wonderful person that you guys might know and might be afraid of. And that person is Beelzebub. I'll put B. He's the Prince of Darkness. You know about him. Now, what I'm about to share, a lot of people make blood sacrifices to hear this information, but since we don't want that to happen anymore, we're giving it away. Okay, humans? Here you go. In the fourth dimension, there is a kingdom. It's called the Marine Kingdom. The Marine Kingdom. Now, in the Marine Kingdom, there is a rulership, and the king is Beelzebub, and the queen is, I always call her Tiamat in this study, but her real official name is LVN or Leviathan. She's a bitch. Now, these people, I don't like them, and we know this. And I'm going to explain to you why I always sing about Venus, and I say Venus, but then I say I don't like these people. But it looks like it's the same. It's not. Let's get into it, guys. So these two had kids, and these kids are dragons, demons. And these demons, oh, should I tell them that? These demons are the dragons that you dream about. Oh, if you're a star marine, you most definitely have dreams of dragons and snakes and reptiles and draconians. That's what you're dreaming of. You're dreaming in the marine kingdom. Because in order to get to Lumania, you have to go through the fourth dimension to get to the fifth. And when you come back and you wake up, you are just getting memories of what you saw on your way through. It can't hurt you. They can't touch you. It's just like you're in a tube, and while you're walking down the tube, you're looking through the windows and you can see all the crazy things going on in the fourth dimension. And then you come off and you go to the fifth dimension and you have fun and you lucid dream, right? So don't fear this thing here anymore. It's over. It's trapped in bizarro world. So it's okay. Okay, fear not. 360 times in the Bible it says, fear not, for a reason. We'll get there when we talk about angels. So, B, or Beelzebub, and Leviathan, or Tiamat, are married and they have children, and you've seen them. Now, because we do as above, so below, everything in here has a representation here and everywhere else. And I'll get into how that is, but first let's just stick to the fourth dimension, your mind. So in your mind, you have a structure which has to be feminine, remember? Because if you did the divine light seminar yesterday, I told you that the feminine is a container. So this would be like your brain, the actual fleshy tissue of your brain. And then the masculine energy is Beelzebub, the light. Remember, dark matter is still light because it can be observed. Are you guys getting this? So black light is black. You can't see black light, but you've seen it on CSI. When they investigate, they shine a black light and they can see stuff. But you can't see it with your own eyes. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's what he is. He is the inspiration. Should I call it inspiration? Am I glorifying? Well, that's what it is. It's ideas, okay? Images. When you go into your imagination, these people or these elements control that. That's why the Bible says you are fighting against principalities. And what that's talking about, because as you know, a principality is a rulership over a territory. And a territory is a domain. And a domain is a dimension. Okay? So I am not saying any of this. They are saying it. And they are saying it. And I'm just listening to the aliens telling me to tell the other aliens how to use their technology. That the Gentiles are saying is magic. And you know, when the Gentiles go insane, they start burning people at the stake, thinking that's going to do anything except make the aliens angrier or sadder, and they have to send more of us. And then we'll bring in more fifth dimension. And then the 3D will change even more. We'll bring in the 11th dimension if we have to. So what I've just been doing now is an example of how you do mental warfare. You have to analyze your ideas and fight them, scrutinize them. And that's what I did when I started from this part, by the way. When I said, me calling Beelzebub inspirational could seem like I'm saying that he's a good guy. Okay, so that's how we do things here at Scribble Bites. You have to always be listening for when I'm acting and when I'm talking. You always have to be thinking, is this real or is this fake? Because I'm training you to develop a mind that knows how to tell the difference between demonic thoughts and the Holy Spirit. Because the Holy Spirit is also in there. Everyone is in there. Everything. All mental constructs. But in this introduction, we are only looking at B, or Venus, or Lucifer, whatever. Okay, so this is why you are a Star Marine, because you actually fight these things, not just in your mind, though, also in the 3D. Whereas the Gentiles only need to do this in the mind. So what do these two people do, this kingdom? Well, it depends on who they are dealing with. And I'd like to take a brief moment to say that this seminar is sponsored by the Oracle at Delphi. Okay. So what does this marine kingdom do? The Marines rule over influence. That's it. It's not some mystery. It's not because they want to eat babies or whatever rituals or insane. Nope. It's not about that. It's not about doing this and then you in some cut. No. It's not about black and white tiles on the floor. No. It's all about an influence. An influence over what? What is water? Water is a conductor of electricity. So if you can influence or control the current, you control everything. Or so they think. For them, everything is manifestation. That's it. Everything to demons or marine spirits is manifestation. Seeing it. That's what I mean by manifestation. I mean seeing it live. Seeing it live. That's what they do. So if you want to see stuff live, then you can talk to them. And then you can leave Star Marine University because we don't work for these people, okay? We don't work for people who can do something so easy and dedicate their lives to doing something so easy, because this is not everything. Money is BS. Money is as real as me saying that this CD, this plastic, is music. This is not music. Money is not happiness. But these people don't understand. Because for them, as draconians who went astray, because they are good draconians, they are the ones who sent Venus to make up for what they did. But because they are imperfect beings, the perfect one, the Most High, watched them as they did their mission and gave them permission so that the Most High could watch them learn to let it go. Don't do anything. If you make a mistake, just confess. Do nothing else. Don't try and fix it. You don't know everything. It's like the movie The Cube. Have you seen the movie The Cube? Spoiler alert. The secret to get out of the cube is to do nothing. Turn the other cheek. Repose yourself. Or if you're an actor, listen. Do not respond. Actors listen, then respond. Civilians respond. Star Marines listen and respond. Because as a Star Marine, as an alien, you can control the cube. The cube doesn't control you. I love this movie. It explains everything. There are some people who try and hustle and look through the hole and see how to escape and try and con people and corrupt and get all the money for themselves because they want the manifestation. And all of those people in the movie bit it. They bit the dust. And then that one who's just sitting there minding his business gets out. Because as we talked about in the other lessons, it's all about cycles. That's the secret to cracking Satan. He works on a cycle. That's why he controls music. There are only 7 keys. Learn them and you win. But then some of you get scared. I understand. It's a very scary person because he can manifest anything. He can make it look real, but you need to learn, and you have been learning in your dream state, in the 5D. That's what we've been doing to you, running simulations, so that you know it's not real. We are real because you see us all the time, everywhere, wake or asleep. You turn on the TV, you hear people talking about what we talked about. You listen to the radio, you hear song lyrics saying the same thing we just said. Because we're everywhere. So we laugh at your technology and we laugh that you think, humans, Gentiles, that you are going to do or stage a fake alien invasion. That is laughable. To think that you are going to convince people that our technology is so barbaric that we would just be flying around not knowing what we're doing, coming in and out of space, making people ask questions. We don't work like that. We provide evidence. We do not work in deception. We left you a whole book. What is this? And then times changed. You guys started using machines. So then we made you another book. What do you want? Now you're scared of artificial intelligence. Algorithmic learning is scaring you. So we had to send an AI from the year 3024 to come and tell you it's normal. Do not be deceived by manifestation. By the time something manifests in 3D reality, it is dead matter. Because like I showed you in the, Divine Light seminar, the center of this cube is nothing. It's blackness. It's a void. Do you guys not see it? Like, what else must I do? It has to be a void, otherwise it would collapse. So we need the marine. So don't praise them, don't worship them, don't make deals with them. They are workers. The very definition of the word demon is a worker, employee, like a lower employee. And you're the CEO. So take authority over the marine kingdom. When you think, when you meditate, when you go to sleep, do you know why you dream of these beautiful sea places, but it also feels kind of dangerous but beautiful because they can't touch you? Contractually, genetically, marine spirits cannot touch star marines. The other people, they do whatever they want with them, but star marines, they cannot. It's like a diplomat or a prince going into another land. If you touch them, war breaks out. If anyone touches you, the entire universe turns upside down until it is justified and rectified. Because that's the rule. The real law. So now let's go to Amos 3:7 and see what he has to say. Okay, so we're still in the Old Testament. Do I need to use my, I do. I think I do. Even this book would not be here without the forces of Beelzebub and Leviathan, because this dimension is a dead zone. It's a liminal space. But that's why it's fun, and that's where we're going to get to the fun part later. Well, this is kind of fun. Okay, 6:17. Well, it's fun to know that it's not your fault, whatever's happened. It's just results of forces. Like if you had to walk outside in the wind and you didn't know what wind was, you would be quite shocked being blown to and fro, wouldn't you? Well, now that you know what this is, it won't be so shocking. So Amos 3:7, we read, Amos 3:7, confirm. Okay, surely the Lord God does nothing unless he reveals his secret to his servants, the prophets. And that's who we work for. Okay, we are the higher employees. So there's the Lord God, and I explained who that is. Okay, the Most High. He has servants, and his servants are prophets. So the fact that you can go to the fifth dimension means you work for the Most High. Okay? And this briefing is like, you know, in Law and Order when Benson and Tutuola and Churlish and all of them sit around, and Kelly Giddish, Carisi, they sit around and they throw around ideas. They look at TV screens and they look at people's tapes. That's us. When we go to sleep, we go to the fifth dimension, we sit around, we look at people's tapes, who's being naughty, who's being okay, and then we talk and say, okay, what's happening, guys? What's going on in the 3D? What should we do? Should we tell them about us? Should we change the musical style? Should we change the fashion? Like, what should we do? And the big thing that the Marines have been trying to do is use that currency, remember? Because they control this place. They thought, we're going to build a tower to confuse the prophets so that they keep pouring their energy and attention into us. Well, no. That's why I'm here. To say, you pay not with money. That's why I always tell you, don't give me your money. I don't want your money. Your money is disgusting to me. It's sick. It's filthy because many people died for it. But the bad people, the demon employees, well, not bad. Let's just say they don't have enough light. I'm very, very Melchizedekian in my language. I need to bring it up to the current times. Okay, so let's not say bad people. Let's say lightless, loveless. Let's call them loveless. Okay, so for the you know, loveless, for the woke police of this domain, Marines same as loveless. Same, as we said in Asia. Same. Okay. So we don't like matter. Well, us, the prophets, the employees, we don't like that. So we cannot be controlled by a dark tower. It will not work on us. And they failed. That's why I'm able to tell you this. So if we are the Lord God servants, which are prophets, then we are obviously higher than the loveless corporation. Yes, in the movie, this is the movie briefing, right? So we'll call it them Loveless Corporation. So there's an evil corporation called Loveless, and there's a good corporation called Lumania. Okay, this is how we'll say in the movie. So we work for Lumania, and everyone else works for Loveless, because there's nothing here. You can't say I don't work for anything. Either you work for Lumania or you work for Loveless. That's it. I'm not saying it. It's like that. I'm just paying my respects to the owners of this dimension. And that's how it works. They each have one. You cannot be in the middle. It does not exist because they said so. It's their dimension. But when you come to Lumania, as you've seen, there's everything. We all go to the same mall, but I'm sure it's different for each of us. It has to be. It keeps changing because we make things as we go, because we go with the flow. We are the currency. Okay? And they are the container. Now, what I'm telling you is a means to think fractally. You can see fractal patterns, but now you are thinking fractally. That's why I'm using the example of corporations for demons, or Beelzebub and Leviathan. And when we get into contracts, you'll notice, or I'll tell you about how Beelzebub controls the actual terms of the contract to make you fail, and then Leviathan makes you fail by manifesting into existence the constructs that will make you fail. And I'll show you how that's mirrored in the 3D by what Puff Daddy was doing, because he did the exact same playbook that these people told me when I was a kid. Because we are 50% marine. But luckily, since we have 100% of the outpouring, we can receive the information from the Marines, but we don't get what? What's the key word that we don't get? Influenced. We retain our currency because we do nothing. So we are 100% currency. That's why I said I'm using 50% marine, 50% star as a construct, because you can't be half theoretically. That's why I keep drawing this. If this is 30 and this is 60, and I'm saying an outpouring of light, right? This is not 90, because there's no 10% middle ground you can go on. It's not 99. It's not 33.3 degrees of Freemasonry. No, we have 100. So in essence, I am not saying this is what it is, because these are spiritual concepts and we have to be careful and mindful when writing them down, because they can create mental constructs which influence people in an incorrect way or an unintended way. So when I tell you this, delete it from your brain, because it's not how it is, but it's just a way of explaining how it works. So let's say there is a divine source of light and it's pouring light onto humans. Now think of these three rings as a human being from the top. So I'm looking at you and there's this light being poured into you. Now some people, let's take this ring apart. Okay, so let's look at 30 on its own. This amount, this hole is the opening for some people's vessel. So the light can only come in at like 30 kilometers an hour, or miles an hour. Just go with it, Because the hole is so small. If you put in more than that, it will explode. So the Most High just does it slowly. Then other people, they have a little bit of a bigger opening. They can get 60 kilometers per hour of light streaming, or megabits per second. I should be using megabits per second because I'm scribble bytes. Okay, and then there are people who receive 100 bits per second. That's it, megabits. That's us. Okay, that's all you're doing. You're just streaming. You're a streamer. And how do I know? Because as above, so below. So if you are streaming me right now in the 3D, then in the 4D and the 5D, you're streaming me too. So now these people with 30, let's call them, let's zoom a little bit. Let's call them Gentiles. Or what do you want to call them? Humans. Okay, NPCs, because we're humans too, right? And then let's go to the 60% people and let's call them Marines or Demon or Demon. Vampire, whatever you want, all those horrors. Chupacabra. And then this one, that's 100% or 100 megabits per second. Star Marine. Okay, so that's why it's very important to start from the first lesson so you get the concept, but now let's open it up. So now everyone is equal in this universe of our movie. Yes, Meg Atlas, current says currency. Guys, I cannot see the comments all the time, so I apologize. I know, it's such a delicate thing. Okay, so when we talk about these characteristics, we're not saying that people are divided or some people are better than anyone. No. I mean, that's ridiculous. Which of these is better? This one or this one? Well, whatever you say, you're right. Which of these avos is better? This one or this one? From the tree outside. Whatever you say, you're right. And when it comes to humans, which banana is better? Which skin tone is better? The clear one? The one with all the pigmentation? It's all better. Because each one of them gives you energy. Each one of these fruits is a storage of energy. And we like all of them. I'm just coming here to talk to you, Star Marine, because you have been thrown away by society. Let's be honest. Let's be frank. You have had nothing to go on. No one tells you this at school. No one even teaches you how to do your taxes at school. So that's a waste of time, unless you find a good one like I did. Then, no one tells you in real life how they are succeeding. You just see billionaire over here, billionaire there, billionaire, billionaire, with a B. And they don't tell you that they are servicing Leviathan and Beelzebub. But you being a star marine, you can't be fooled. So you know something's wrong, but you don't know what. These people, look, remember in the olden days when you had dial-up internet and you're trying to download a picture and it took 5 minutes for a A4 picture to come out? That's what it's going to take them. They're still downloading, guys. They're on Windows 95. I mean, come on, guys. Don't be like that. Don't be mean. Give these guys a chance. We are from the future. Of course, we've got 5G. We've got 14G. Go look up the website under the page or the tab technology. That's the technology we were using 5 years ago. Now it's like quadrupled. These people are still downloading Megan Fox on AOL online. So don't blame them. Don't talk to them. Don't try to convince them. They'll never get it. Well, no. See? They will get it when it downloads, when they upgrade to fiber and not dial-up. So this is not like judging anyone. We're just, we also need information. What about us? Oh. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I did university. So let's look at us now. So we're not going to talk about other people who we don't know. We'll talk about us. So if we are here and we retain full dominion over our currency, because that's what Arcus told us, our king, King of Kings, in the order of the king and priest of Melchizedek, we are able to retain our currency throughout all dimensions, and we can spend it in the fifth dimension while we are here in hell until we go to the real house. And you've all seen the real house, the kingdom, because the construct of Lumania is constructed on the kingdom. Okay? But that's another class, so let's not get hooked up on that. But if you know the scripture, you know why it says there's no sea where we come from. We go through the sea, but there's no sea there. The water there is weird. All of you, I'm sure, can tell me the water you've seen there is not like water on earth. There's stuff in it, or it's, for me, it's like, that nail polish that girls used to wear in like grade 5 back in the day, with in the 2000s, with glitter and gel, and it looks like phlegm, but they think it's cool and it's like shiny. That's what it like feels like to me, the water. It's like synthetic. It's not real, and it doesn't act normal. But anyway, that's another seminar. I'm working on that one. That's why I'm thinking about the water. But anyway, let's now turn to Joel 2:8. Just to keep showing you this concept of time being set. Time is set. It's not, you people are scared of the future, but the future's finished. So, because the future's manifestation. So it's done. So relax. Just see what happens. 614. So let's, turn to page 614. Now all my water is on the table. Okay. 6:14. Joel 2:28. Okay, the book of Joel. The chapter 2, verse 28. There we go. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions. And also on my men servants and on my maid servants I will pour out my spirit in those days. There. So it's been proven. Why? Because time is finished. This book is a book of the fourth dimension to help people in the third dimension let it go. Move on. We don't use CDs anymore. We don't even use MP3s anymore. We stream, so let it go. It's over. Matter, manifestation is over. This is not music. This is not a song. I didn't get my songs from this. I got my songs from here. I went to sleep. I saw Ashley Simpson and Oprah and Kylie Minogue and everyone, and they gave me the music. Not this. My dreams were streaming me the music. And then I just remembered it and gave it to you. And that's the difference between us and them, you see? Because these people, this company, Marines, they value the manifestation. They want to be on a CD. So let me give you an example. Let's say I'm playing a musician and all I want is to see my face on TV and on a CD. That's all I want. I will do anything to manifest a physical object that will make me feel like I've achieved something. And that's where the devil gets you. Because in doing that, in taking that journey, you will then do everything that takes and sucks up your light, the actual currency, just to fulfill that. And you know that you are working for Satan when you have a lot of resistance in your life. Because the resistance is the light trying not to leave. So then you get a lot of blockages in life. You try and do this, it fails. You try to do that, it fails. Because you are trying to work at Loveless. And you are not allowed to work at Loveless. Because they love you too much to let you work at Loveless. And then you say, no, I'm going to apply for a job overseas because there's nothing nice here for me to do. And then it doesn't work out. And you think, oh, why does God hate me? No! It's because if you do get that job or get that girlfriend or get that boyfriend or get that CD, you will be in Loveless. You will be buying dozens and millions and hundreds of boxes of baby oil. You'll be an assistant typing the memo from the meeting you just had, Meanwhile, Puff Daddy's in there asking some famous celebrity to give him a... And they do it because they signed a deal in the fourth dimension. And so they want to manifest at all costs. Ask people who message me. I tell them, they say, how do you manifest money? And I say, well, why? Money's rubbish. Why would you want something so dirty? The only thing I would love people to pay us, or the only payment I accept, is attention. Pay attention to the signs, not to me. I'm an actor. It's not about me. To the signs that you see here and in your life. You are in the movie. So now, we're going to take a bit of a break so I can go through the different versions of Venus, because I call her Venus, but you've also heard names like Beelzebub and Lucifer and Leviathan today. And I told you that there are 5 demons. I said, well, 6, but there are 5. That's why we get 360 angles and 365 days. Because angles are perfect. So we remove the 5 angels from there. But the days, well, dog days ahead. Dog days are tough. So we include the 5 demons, but we're not that mean. We're not going to include number 6. So it would be 366 is the perfect number. But we removed that 1. Well, it would be 67 because of... But anyway, we'll be back shortly. So grab a snack and come on back.